Hi everyone, so today's video I'm showing you how to do your full face in drugstore products. It was not that bad. Probably the price point of all the products together is probably $100 or less. Not really that bad to do a full face look, and you can do different looks with everything. It's not just this one look, but I hope that you guys will enjoy it. If you want to know how I got this look at such an affordable cost, then keep on watching. The first thing that we're going to do is prime our face, and I am using the NYX Honeydew Me Up, and this stuff I used to use all the time, and it actually is a really great primer. And I have dry skin, so like I don't know how it works on oily skin, but it works really well on my skin. So if you have dry skin, you could try that out if you're looking for an inexpensive primer. I think it's like 12 bucks, and it lasts me a long time. I put one of them in my kit, but this I bought probably in like September, and it's still there. Like I still have some left, and I used to use it like every single day. The next thing I'm going to do, because I have really bad stress pimples due to school, I'm going to cover these two up, and I'm going to use the NYX HD Studio Concealer in the color green, because green goes against red and kind of cancels out the redness. And I noticed that I used to do this before I did my foundation, and I noticed that when I would blend it out and like put the foundation over, it would kind of like take the product away. Like it wouldn't stay green. Like the red would come through from the pimple. And I think that's because I didn't give it enough time to dry. So I do this as one of like my first steps now, so that when I put my foundation on, the green doesn't just wipe away. For brows, this one's really hard for me because I'm so used to Anastasia dip brow. So we're gonna go for like a more natural looking brow today, because I can't do like as intense arch and darkness and all that stuff. But I'm using the IT Cosmetics brow pencil. It's the universal eyebrow pencil, and I don't know what color this is. I think it's like a dark brown, medium brown, same kind of color I always use. This is so hard for me because I'm going to have to really clean this up. This is way too thick for like what I'm used to. If you're used to like, I also have thinner brows on the sides, but if you are used to pencils, this might be a good one for you. I don't really have a lot of eyebrow pencils, especially I don't have a lot of drugstore eyebrow pencils, and I didn't buy one specifically for this video. So, yeah, it's not that bad. Like it's really nice for like the inner parts, but for my arch specifically, it is kind of tricky. Clean that up. I'm just using another NYX HD concealer, and I'm just using that in like a lighter concealer color. It's actually Fair is the color name. And then I'm just going to go in with a flat brush, the same brush I use for concealer all the time, and just clean that up. So they don't look too bad for what I'm used to, compared to what I'm used to. A little more natural than what I'm used to, but I'm just going to finish it off by using the Chella Eyebrow Defining Gel. I actually don't know how much this is. I got it in like one of those monthly makeup boxes. Pretty sure it's like a drugstore-ish brand, less expensive brand. But yeah, it works pretty well. I've used it before this video. This isn't the first time that I've ever used it. Now on to eyes. I am going to do the same thing that I used to do all the time, and I'm just going to put the NYX concealer on my eyelid. I'm going to pack that in using a brush, and then we're going to set it so we have a good base. And then just a little bit of the RCMA translucent powder. This I've never seen in an actual drugstore, but it is like $11 or $12. So it is like a drugstore price point. Okay, so for this look, we're gonna use the Karity Professional. That's the brand. I've never heard of it before. I did get one of these, or I did get this in one of those monthly boxes, and I looked up the website, and this product is no longer on the website, but their price point is like really inexpensive. So like for like a huge palette, it's like $25. So I was assuming that this would be like kind of a drugstore type, less expensive type brand. And it's just the 5 pigments, 5 highly pigmented shadows. This is what they look like, and so let's get started. And we're going to start off using this color, and this one's actually called Birthday Suit. Transition shades, we're going to use this as our crease color and our transition shade. Is this color right here, and it's called Disturbia. Then with this small, more tapered brush, we're going to be really, really light-handed with this. Just kind of etch it out at first, and then remember, do circle motions. And we want to bring it out like a wing, but we're not actually doing a wing. These pigments, or these shadows, actually are really pigmented. I'm really surprised. I wasn't expecting like bad. I'm just really surprised that they are as pigmented as they are, especially for like the price point. These are like really, really nice. So this looks really messy over here, but of course it's gonna get cleaned up and it's gonna look good by the end. And then to really warm this look up, we're going to use this black called Temperance. And we're going to put that in the outer corner. Bring it up about to like the top. Like you can kind of see where it transitions in there. But don't bring it up the whole way. We're just kind of adding this in the outer corner to like add some depth. Then the last shade we're going to use is this one right here, and that's called Diva. So with a more dense brush, I'm going to just lay that in my inner corner. Well, not inner corner, but like the inner half of my eye. To kind of make everything pop. Then I want to go back in with that same, if I can find it, there we go. With that same brush and kind of just bring it all in a little bit to kind of blend everything in. Now how we're going to clean this up is we're just going to put a little bit of concealer. Foundation doesn't really matter because it's all going to get covered up eventually. And just that flat brush and just clean it up as if you were doing a wing. Now I don't do it exactly where I would do a wing because I am going to bring down the eyeshadow and eventually smoke it out more. So I want to kind of not put it like the whole way up here, like kind of leave a little gap. So for our lashes today, I'm using the Eyelure. I don't know if there's an actual name for these. You can get them at Ulta, and they look like that. Kind of have like a wing at the end. Flail out. So I'm going to put this on quick and I'll be right back. And then the last thing I'm going to do for the top part of our eyes, we're eventually going to get to our under eyes, is I'm going to do the Eyeko London liquid eyeliner, and I'm just going to put that, fill it in right in here. The foundation that I'm going to use today is the same foundation that I use basically every single day. I always mix this in with like a higher end foundation just because I know that this makes my skin look so good because it's great for dry skin. And that's the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. And yeah, see, this is going to be... I have a whole other bottle of it, but I refuse to let any product go unused. So we're gotta wait. All right, that should be enough. This foundation is awesome. Oh, I should have had this prepared. I should have been prepared. All right, so this foundation is so great, especially if you have dry skin. I have to like do this so all the foundation does not slide off my hands. But this is so nice for dry skin. It's really buildable. I know I have talked about this before because I've used it, well, because I use it like every single day. The only thing is, if you color correct, you really got to make sure, because sometimes I think I'm fully covered, and then I look at myself once I finish setting everything and I notice you can still see green through. So that's our first coat in that area. We'll let it dry and then we'll come back a little bit. If you have oily skin, I don't know if this would be the best foundation for you. Here we go, we'll do another coat on here. I don't know if this would be the best foundation for you, just because you see how, like, I'm shiny. But for people with dry skin, like, being shiny is good, because it's better than looking super flaky and dry. So, okay, so this pimple refuses to be covered up. The other one, the color correcting worked pretty well. I'm just going to put a concealer over it and hope for the best. But for concealer, I'm using, of course, my NYX HD concealer. This one is really, really good. I was torn between using this one and, I can't think of what it's called, but it has like the kind of poofy thing. Like that didn't help at all. I apologize. But you guys have definitely seen it. I cannot think of what it's called. This color for me personally, does more concealing than it does highlighting. I don't normally use this as a concealer on myself, or a highlight / concealer on myself at the time. It does, like, it did a really good job concealing my under eyes, but there's not a ton of highlight. I really like having a white under eye. That's just me. So that's why I always use my Tarte Shape Tape. But for the purpose of this video, I think that did a good job. I'm going to put a little more on that pimple. So I think the trick to covering up the pimple was using the concealing brush instead of the sponge, because the sponge will take the product away. It will soak some of it up, and this will just stick it in there. It's still noticeable, but you know what? Everyone gets pimples. This is just because college is super stressful, and I have 3 papers due next week and an exam. And I just think I failed an exam I took yesterday, so that's why I have pimples, okay? All right, to set our CMA powder, same thing that I do all the time. It doesn't have to be a drugstore video for me to do this. Honestly, this powder, if you haven't gotten it yet and you have dry skin, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because this stuff's so inexpensive and is like life-changing. So while my under eyes are baking, I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Face Press Powder. This actually belongs in my makeup kit. I don't have any other face powders, so I don't know. This should match my skin tone, but we're going to have to sanitize this later, because this I'm trying to use on other people and not myself. This actually worked so well. The one that I used on my friend when I did her makeup looked so good on her complexion. So these are like $5. If you want an inexpensive powder that works, LA Girl. I'm just going to finish up under my eyes, and I'm just going to use this, what is that called again? Temperance? Oh my god, did I read this wrong? Okay, no, I said this one was Temperance. This one's Disturbia. Yep, I read it right. Okay, we good. I'm going to use this Disturbia color again underneath my eyes to smoke everything out. Now you see what I meant when I said leave a little gap there, so that we can kind of just bring that down. So we're going to try something, because my dumbass wanted to use another NYX concealer. I'm telling you, I literally have 3 of them right here. These are like the only drugstore concealers that I use. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, for my mascara, I just used the Maybelline Colossal Volume Express. That's what I used on my top lashes, and that's what I'm going to use on my bottom ones. But my dumbass forgot I was going to do a liquid contour, because I don't have any drugstore bronzers. So we're going to try something. This color right here from Morphe, I know you couldn't really fully see the color. Birthday Suit, I did a look on this using this color before this one, and another one, Cream Puff. They were the only colors that I used. This one might work as a contour shade. So we're going to try that out. Stick with me because I'm freaking stupid. Okay, so there I think it looks way more chalky, like on camera, because in person it doesn't look that bad. Like, it really doesn't. Maybe when I clean up the bottom it'll look a little better, but it kind of looks like what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of looks like, yeah, chalky on camera. Okay, and I think it also might look better if we put a blush and a highlight down, but I don't think it looks, for what I had to do, like for it being an eyeshadow shade, and it being such an inexpensive eyeshadow shade that was like $2. Like, these are literally $2 eyeshadows. I don't think it looks that bad. Could have been worse, I think. So let's do blush. I'm just using my Physicians Formula. This is in shade Natural. I actually, in my last video, I just got this. So this is the first time I'm actually ever using it because I just filmed that video yesterday. So let's see. Ooh, that's a lot of pink. Okay. Let's hope this works. That looks really pretty. I'm surprised. For highlight, I'm going to use this. It's a Morphe Pigment, Pressed Pigment Shadow. I don't think the name's not on the back because I took them out of their little thingies to put them in here. Like, oh, can we just take a second? It has the prettiest, like, tones to it. For lipstick, I'm just going to use, who is this? Maybelline shade 545 in Beige Babe. And then to kind of like shine it up a little bit, I'm just using the NYX Intense Butter Gloss. And this is Cookie Butter. I love this color. It's honestly so pretty. Alright guys, and that's our finished look. I really hope that you guys liked it, and if you were looking into any drugstore products, I really hope that this helped you guys in any way. Leave some of your favorite drugstore products down below. I would love to know more. I go to Ulta all the time. I'm constantly looking at makeup, so I would love to see like what are some of your guys' favorites. But yeah, if you did like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you liked me, don't forget to hit subscribe. And I think that is about it. So I guess I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.